Hi, it's me again. Hey, if you don't want to talk about God listen to me talk about God and spiritual matters, then turn on, another YouTube channel where you can see what color panties, Britney Spears has on today. But if you want to listen to a little bit about God and a little bit about spiritual things, then this is the place, baby. Anyway, I made a video yesterday about Kerr. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about her and things that she says and so forth. And first of all, first of all, I want to tell people what I really feel, or more of how I feel. I really believe that Kat Kerr is a good person, and I don't see other than watching her speak for God, and it was kind of like she was possessed or whatever. Other than that, which did spook me. Other than that, I think she's a nice person. I think she's a good person. I don't think she's an evil person. I do think she exaggerates at times to make the story seem more interesting to people. But I'm not sure if that's necessarily evil or not. And especially with her intentions of doing it, I think she really kind of wants to spice the story up a bit and make it more interesting for people and more exciting for people to listen to about heaven. I believe that heaven is awesome. I think it's an awesome place. I think God is awesome. I think Jesus is awesome. As I told you yesterday, I've had a lot of spiritual experiences, and I'll tell you about one of them right now. Excuse me. The last several years, has been really hard for me, health-wise. Not up here. I don't mean up here, boys and girls. This is running on, 100% capacity, baby. Maybe 125. But starting about 4 years ago, I was crippled for a couple of years. Still haven't got over it yet. All of a sudden, for some reason, there was a couple of bones in my right foot that became out of place. And it really hurt to walk. I went to a foot doctor and podiatrist, and finally ended up getting some supports and had to put a boot on, different things. Anyway, I was in a lot of pain. And then I went to a function at a friend's house that was going on a mission for God, and he and his wife, and it was out in his backyard. He was showing me his backyard, and had a fantastic backyard, and with a brick walkway going up kind of a hill with flowers all over the place, and it was beautiful. He just wanted to kind of show me what he had done in his garden, he and his wife, and so I was walking along the garden path, the brickway. And there was a brick that was standing up, I don't know, a half-inch higher than the other bricks on the walk. And guess who was lucky enough to trip on it? Me! Anyway, I tripped on it, and I had, pain on my other foot. And so as I was falling, I was trying to brace my fall so I wouldn't hurt myself a lot. But anyway, I did fall and hurt the other foot. My friend had to help me get to the car because I was limping so bad. I was in so much pain. But I finally got home. Anyway, I went to the doctor, and I had completely broken off the tip of the heel bone on my good foot that I had left. So now I had to support when I walked on my first bad foot, so I wouldn't put the pain or the weight on my second injury, where my heel bone was broken, completely broken. And so, anyway, long story short, I had another set of orthotics done, and this and that and the other. Crutches, boots, you know. I hated to do it. I didn't do it like I should have. Wearing the boots and the crutches. I absolutely hated it. But I was in great pain. My sister used to go to the store. She has Parkinson's disease, so she can't walk very good either. But she went to the store for me and bought groceries for me. And then she brought them up to my door. I have a entry hall. It's a nice house I live in. I'm grateful for it. Anyway, I took it from her, set it in my entry hall, and then she left. And I had a box that I put the groceries in, and I went down a couple of stairs at a time, and then I slid the box down the stairs a couple of stairs at a time until I got to my kitchen. And but I lived like that for quite a while. I can finally walk and stand, but if I do it for any length of time, it really hurts. I also have a tumor on my right leg that starts stinging. I have a lot of problems with my feet still, and that's been about 3 years since this happened. And where I have the needles and the pins, and it just hurts like crazy. I had a heart attack. Well, I had 2 stents put in my artery going to my heart about 15 years ago. I was about 13 years ago. And my mother, my 91-year-old mother, was really ill, and she'd been in the hospital for about a month, and then they transferred her over to a hospice. So the family, knew that she was about to die. And anyway, I remember my sister calling me one morning and telling me that mother had passed away during the night. And I cried so hard that I had a heart attack. I thought that after I stopped crying a bit, I just felt bad all over. It wasn't the crushing chest pain that people talk about, having a heart attack. It wasn't that, but I just felt really odd all over my body, a little bit hard to breathe. I went outside to get some air to see, I realized I was under some stress of hearing the news, and I was in hopes that I would start, I'd snap out of it and start feeling better, but I didn't. So I drove myself to what they call Kerr, where I live, and I went in. I was about ready to collapse. I went in, and there was a girl that was on the telephone talking to a patient, I guess, or some person. So I kind of leaned against the counter, and she says, "Well, can I help you, sir?" I said, "I don't feel well. I really need to see a doctor." "Well, go ahead and fill out those papers, sir." I said, "I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm about ready to collapse." I says, I can't fill out the papers. Can you please let me see someone now?" And so someone came to got me and took my vital signs, blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, I was on a bed, and there all of us, it seemed like all of a sudden there was like 7, 8 paramedics surrounding me, and I had to take several nitroglycerin tablets. They said, take these tablets, chew them. It's possible they could give you a really bad headache, and that's normal. So I took all these nitroglycerin tablets. They didn't do a thing for me. And before I knew it, I was in the ambulance with the sirens blasting, going to the hospital. And I was listening to the what do you call it? The medics in the ambulance with me, talking to the hospital on the phone, telling them about what my condition was. Putting morphine in me and different things. And I thought, as I was on my way to the hospital, I thought, is this really how it ends for me? That I die on the same day as my mother dies? Is this really how it ends for me? Anyway, long story short, my stents that I had in 13 years ago completely collapsed. And the cardiologist said that I'm lucky to come in when I did. If I would have waited, I would have been gone. And I haven't felt very good since. I asked the doctor, I says, when I had my stents put in 13 years ago, I feel great afterwards. I feel terrible now. How come? What's the difference? He says, well, because 13 years ago you had stents put in to prevent a heart attack, because your arteries were 90% closed, and the stents were put in to prevent a heart attack. This time you had a heart attack. That, he says, that's the difference. So I've never been the same. I can't remember exactly how I started with this, but anyway, it hasn't been. So I've had the problem with my feet, and then my heart attack, and I haven't been able to walk or stand without being in a lot of pain, especially at night from like 5 o'clock till maybe midnight. Lots of nights I'm in the back room sitting on the couch with my shoes off, rubbing my feet, because I'm in so much pain. I'm limited to the pain pills I can take because of my blood thinners I'm taking for my heart. So I can't take normal pain pills like a regular person. So I did finally talk my doctor into giving me something besides extra strength Tylenol, which really doesn't do a thing for me. I don't know how they can get by with promoting extra strength Tylenol. It does just like zero for me. I am currently taking tramadol, which is a lifesaver for me, but I'm still in pain, even though I take it, but I can't take anything else. But I remember being in the back room one night, and this is with having my pain pills in me, and I was in so much pain. I'm guessing this was probably, I don't know, 8, 9 months ago, and that's probably the reason I haven't done a lot of videos in the last little while. Anyway, I was in so much pain, and I remember hearing that the name Jesus Christ was the most powerful name on earth or in the universe. And I was in so much pain. I was moaning. I was moaning because I was in so much pain, even with pain pills. And after thinking about that the name Jesus Christ is such a powerful name, I started saying it out loud. I said it in a respectful way, I said Jesus Christ. And as I was saying it, I thought about the things he did for me, for all of us. And I kept repeating it over and over again, respectively. And as long as I said the name Jesus Christ, I was in zero pain. Zero. It wasn't a test. I wasn't testing it. I just wanted to say Jesus Christ. I was in pain. But like I said, I remember that being a powerful word, because he's a powerful person. And as long as I said that name, I was in zero pain. Then I stopped, and the pain came back. But anyway, so that's just one experience I've had, that I know his name is so powerful. So I had the original feet problems, then I had the heart attack, and now I've got or had two bacterial infections that I caught somewhere. I don't see anybody. I don't go anywhere. I had a staph infection, and I have another infection, which is a gram-negative. I've never heard of gram-negative. And I'm on my 7th set of antibiotics, trying to kill these infections. The staph infection's gone. The gram-negative infection is a serious infection. If you look it up on the internet, people are dying like crazy from it. The problem with it, it's a super germ, super bug. Because I'm a super guy. Look at this. Anyway, it's a super germ that is resistant to most antibiotics. And anyway, I've discussed with my doctor about it, and different pharmacists and things. And so apparently there's about, I don't know, 13, 14 different antibiotics that are sensitive to it. And that's what you want to take, is things that are sensitive to, not resistant to it. So, like I said, I'm on probably about my 7th batch of antibiotics now. And if through the taking the different antibiotics, if it doesn't get rid of my infection, then I have to go to the hospital or have somebody come in 3 times a day for 2 hours at a time to give me IV to try to kill my infection. So that's what I have to look forward to. But I have great faith. I know my other YouTube things, you think I'm a crackpot or a nutcase, and and to me it's just fun. And but I do have another side to me, and it's a side that I love God. And I love Jesus. And even though I'm going through a lot in my life now, and I know that there's other people that go through so much more than I do, that I'm so blessed for what I have. I'm so blessed for the didn't think it was going to be this hard. Anyway, I'm so blessed for the time that I have left. But I do have faith that it will go away and I'll be healed. I believe that. And I know God can do it if that's what He wants, if that's His will. So anyway, it's not been a fun time for me. But anyway, getting back to Kat Kerr, I don't think she's an evil person. In fact, I think she's a good person. I do think she exaggerates. But I've been thinking about that. Why would a person like that exaggerate? And I've come to the conclusion, at least this is my thinking on it, that maybe in her mind, I'm not saying that this is true or not of her, but possibly in her mind she might think that the more she can excite people about the wonderments of heaven and how great heaven is, and I believe 100% that it is, but the more she can excite people, the more they'll want to go there, and the more they'll want to not go to the other place. And so I think about that, and I analyze that, and I think that really isn't evil, I don't think. Sorry. I don't know if it's bearing false witness of things, if those things didn't happen or she exaggerates things. It probably is in some degree bearing false witness, but I don't know if that's such a bad thing in this instance. I think that I think that people, including myself, ought not want to go to hell and should be scared to go to hell. Some people think that's not a real place. Some people think it's up here. I don't think it's up here. I think there is hell up here, thinking you could have gone to heaven once you're in hell, but I think hell is real. And I think the people that think it's not real, that it's just a state of mind, are fooling themselves. The thing that worries me about people, I look at people that have had near-death experiences, and some of them I think are fake. There's a little boy supposedly that went to heaven, and I looked at him one night. Excuse me. I looked at him one night and I thought, this boy, I don't think he's telling the truth. And I think it finally came out that he wasn't that he wasn't telling the truth, that he made the story up. But anyway, I've looked at a lot of near-death experiences on YouTube that people have had, and I think some of them are fake, but I really believe that some of them are real. And I 100% believe that some of them are real. But the thing that I don't quite get, well, I think I get it, is that almost every person, I don't think I've heard of a person that didn't think this or didn't say this, that when we get there, that it's just love, 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 and God doesn't judge us. You know, we look at our movie of our life, you know, the experiences and different things, and then we kind of judge ourselves, you know. But everything's so loving, and God doesn't put us down. He loves us regardless of what we did, and I'm sure that He does. But the thing that doesn't make sense to me and doesn't add up to me, in my mind anyway, is that they say that there's no judgment, but they haven't really died. How do they know there's no judgment? If they go up to heaven and experience part of heaven, and they say it's not your turn, you know, you've got to go back to earth because there's more work to do, and they come back and they say, God didn't judge me. Everybody loves everybody, and there's no judgment like we thought there was. Well, how do they know? They didn't die. You know, maybe I've got it wrong, but I think about it. I think, well, They didn't really die. They had a glimpse of heaven, supposedly, but they didn't really die. Maybe if they really died, they'd find out there really was a judgment. Doesn't the Bible say that there's a judgment day? God, I don't know. God will be the final judge. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But, getting back to Kerr, I could make up things, She's a great talker. She really is. I enjoy listening to her. But I can make up things myself. I could say things like, there's games that the children play up there because kids like to play games, and there's a game, spin the bottle. You remember playing spin the bottle as a kid? Well, they have a game up there that is similar to spin the bottle, where they spin it around, and then they, when it points to them, they wish for things, and all of a sudden it appears. They might, some girl, this bottle points to her, and she says, "God, I've always wanted a pony," and all of a sudden she goes outside, and there's a pony waiting for her. Could be anything. Hang on, it probably is my doctor. Hang on a sec, sorry. Hello? My prescription is ready, and I can pick it up at any time. Well, that's news to me because I didn't know I had another prescription. I guess the doctor got a culture result back, and I'm going to be taking another antibiotic, I suppose. I suppose that's what it is. I'll have to find out after I get off this video. But anyway, I can make up things myself. As dumb as I am, I can make up things. Not as good as other people. But I can say, well, when you read a book in heaven, when you read a book, it's unbelievable. You thumb through the pages and you read a book, and if you want to, it's up to you, because God loves you so much, He wants you to be happy. But if you want to, that you can automatically be in that book. If you're reading, a book about a certain setting or a certain time or whatever, that you can, all of a sudden, you can go back to 1906 or whatever it is in the book, and you can be there, and you can experience it like the person in the book is experiencing. That can be you, and or you can walk aside him, and you can experience that. It's unbelievable. People wouldn't believe it, but heaven's an unbelievable place, and these things, this is true. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I can make up all kinds of crap. I believe heaven's a marvelous place, but I think that there's people that can make up stuff, and if people believe in that person, then they're going to believe it themselves. Now, if I tell somebody that wants to go to a strip club, oh, you don't want to go to that strip club? No, that strip club is a terrible, awful place to go to. Well, it's awful anyway. This is a bad analogy, but you don't want to go to that club because the bouncer, he looks around at the different people, that are at the strip club, and if you look at the girl the wrong way, he takes you out the back and beats the crap out of you. And the other thing is, if the girl on stage doesn't think you're tipping her enough, she tells the waitress, and the waitress puts a little poison in your drink, baby, to make you sick. I'd look for another strip club to go to. Now, if you put enough negative thoughts into a person, they're going to go to another club, aren't they? So what I'm saying is that you could say something that will discourage someone from going to a certain barbershop. You don't want to go to that barbershop. The barbers there, they scalp you. I don't know one person that's gone there that's got a good haircut. You don't want to go there. They're terrible. They're robbers, They're scalpers and robbers. So, so you could say things that will discourage people to go to certain places. And I think you could make up stories about heaven or whatever, or places. That restaurant's fantastic. I've never gone there without getting a fantastic meal. And the waitresses, oh man, they're beautiful. So you can influence people one way or the other. I think people need to be influenced to go to heaven. I believe hell is a terrible place, and I don't want to go there. I want to be with God. I love God. I want to be with Him. So, but I don't know if Kat, I believe that she does exaggerate things. I was watching one of her videos last night, and she said that there's not only 200-foot angels. She knows angels. She's seen angels that are 2,000 miles high. Now, what would you need an angel 2,000 miles high for? Well, maybe you need them 2,000 miles high just so they can look all around. I don't know. Well, they don't need to stand up and look all around and be 2,000 miles high because they can fly, can't they? See, I don't get it. I don't know why she, maybe it is true. And if it is true, I hope I'm forgiven for it. But if it isn't true and she says things to exaggerate, make the story more exciting, I don't know why she does that. Because that's kind of like bearing false witness, isn't it? I mean, I looked at her. I looked at one of her clips last night, and everything she was saying was fantastic. I think she's a nice person. I'd like to be friends with Kat. I think she'd be a nice friend. I really do. And I think that her intentions are good. I don't think she has evil intentions, or she's, wants to trap you or something. I don't think, I really believe that Kat's a good person. And I think in her mind that she's thinking that people need to get to heaven, period. And I think that's true to a degree, but I think that adding little things that really are true, I don't know. I think it's kind of wrong, I think there's enough true things about heaven that will inspire people to want to go to heaven, even if it's just God's love. That people love you, people care about you. You're not going to be in torment and agony for the rest of your life as you are when you go to hell. I think there's things in and of itself that would inspire people to be good and to want to go to heaven without, saying a lot of other stuff, These, these little pep rally things, to me, I looked at some more last night that she did, little pep rally stuff that she does for heaven. I think, honestly, I think you're dumb. I don't think you're from God at all. I really don't. But anyway, what do I know? So, let's see what else I want to talk to you about. Blah 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 blah. I think that we can relate the heaven things and what there is in heaven to pioneers. If there was a Kit Kat in the pioneer days, and she says in 200 years or whatever, there's going to be people. You're going to be able to have a little device in your pocket, and you're going to be able to push a button and talk to anybody in the world. Or you can look at them. Anybody in the world instantly. Pioneers are going to think you're crap, that you're full of crap, aren't they? If pioneers had somebody 100 or 150, 200 years ago, whatever, talk about cell phones and jets and rockets to the moon or whatever it is, they'd probably think you're a nutcase. I think heaven is awesome. Let's see. Another thing she said last night is that she is so full of discernment, or her discernment is so great, that she can sit on the bus and she can look at the people, different people on the bus, and she knows everything you're thinking. Now, do you think she really can do that? I don't know. If she could, go to Christian or whatever his name was, that and prove that she can read minds, and she'd win $1 million. I don't know. I don't know if she could. I can do that. I don't think she can. But she might be able to. I don't know. But that's the type of thing that she says. She goes along, and I believe everything she says, and I think she's sincere with everything she says. And then she comes out with something like that, 2,000 not foot, 2,000 mile high angels, and that she can sit on the bus or go anywhere and read everybody's minds. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I think she's a nice person. I think she puts in little tidbits, to kind of spice the story up and get people excited. But I don't believe everything she says. I'm sorry, but I think she is a good person, though. When she talks about evil and you don't want any part of evil, and you're a spiritual being and you have power because God has given you that power. I believe those things, and I think I think that you're not going to be harmed watching her and listening to her, because I think that a lot of things she says, even though maybe some of them didn't happen, that when you listen to her and think about what she's saying, that you'd want to go to a place like that. If that's true, you would want to go to a place like that. But there's other people that have gone to heaven. Not one of them has said it's a bad place. Every one of them has said it's love, love, love. Peace, peace, peace. So that's where I want to go. I think that's about it. I probably haven't covered everything that I wanted to cover today. Guess I better call my pharmacy or doctor and see what the new prescription's for. But anyway, I appreciate you watching me. I appreciate the people that watch my videos. I really do have another side to me. But I'll probably still make videos and tell people what a bunch of assholes they are. But I don't mean it. No! I don't mean that you're an asshole. Of course not. You're a nice guy. You really are. A nice woman, really. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day. Someday I'll probably end up telling you some other things that have happened to me. And I know I probably am a crybaby, and I am a crybaby. I do love God. I know God's real. I know He listens to prayer. And I know that He wants to bless our life. And we have to have faith. Just have faith. Have faith that whatever you're going through, whether it's a troubled relationship or health problems, or someone's passed away that you miss and you're sad for, just believe that God knows your heart. He knows your heart. And He loves you. He wants to bless you. Oh, one other thing, just when I just said that He knows your heart, I have a friend, a girlfriend. She's a girl. She's not my girlfriend, but she's a girl. She's a woman. Very religious woman, but she's a little bit, I mean, she's, to a point that she doesn't like to answer the telephone because people on the other end of the telephone say hello. Or when she calls somebody, they say hello, and hell is part of a swear word, isn't it? Hello? So she's a little bit, you know, but she's a nice person. Uh, I lost my best friend about 5 years ago. That was maybe the starting of some of my stuff I'm going through. I lost my best friend. I didn't know that I did. Uh, I'd called him, and all of a sudden his phone was disconnected. It's a long story, but he had died. I didn't know about it. His brother thought that I would know about it from reading the paper and the obits. I don't read the paper, and I don't read obits. I guess if I had a paper I would, but I don't get the newspaper, and I don't check out the obits. So I didn't know he was dead. But when I called him, his number was disconnected. And I thought, oh, that's odd, because Don, he pays his bills. He's never late paying his bills, and he wouldn't change his number because he's had his number for years. So just out of the blue, I don't know why I did, but I Googled his name on the internet, and his obituary came up. So anyway, long story short, I remember going up to his graveside, and we weren't gay. I swear, I swear I'm not gay. And but anyway, we used to have fun razzing each other and telling each other, you're about as dumb as a doorknob. What a complete moron. They used to razz each other, and then we'd laugh about it. We had a great time together. We'd both been divorced. Wife's kicked us out. Different things that have happened. So we had a lot in common. We were a couple of losers. You know that. Anyway, we had a lot in common, and we were good friends. He was my best friend. And I remember going up to his graveside one time and sitting on his grave, and I was talking to him, and I said, why did you have to go and die on me, you dumb son of a bitch? And I said that because I wanted to put a smile on his face, because that's how we used to talk to each other. Not all the time, but we used to razz each other and call each other dumb, and if you had an extra eye, you'd be a cyclops or whatever. We just had a good time together. But I remember sitting there on the grave, and I said, why did you have to go and leave me and die on me, you dumb son of a bitch? And so this girl that I was telling you about, she said, what did you do today? And she called me up all the time, and I says, I went and saw Don, my friend that died. And she said, oh, well, how was that? I says, oh, it was nice. I sat down in his grave, where his grave is, and talked to him a bit. She says, well, what did you say to him? Maybe this is my doctor. Hang on a sec. Hello? It is. Hi, how are you? Good. Seven more days of the same one. Okay. 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 Okay, great. Great. So is that LEVOFLOXACIN the same one I've been taking? Because the one I had before this was like sulfing. Let's see, the one I had. So I just I repeat the antibiotic that I've finished off last night. It's LEVOFLOXACIN. Okay. Did you call in to the IHC? Okay. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so just keep the appointment as scheduled then, huh? Okay, let me ask you a fast question. Thanks for calling. I don't know if it was you or someone else I talked to, but they said that, I had 2 infections. I knew that, and I knew one was gone. The staph infection was gone, and then the gram-negative I was working on. Is the gram-negative is that gone, and I have another gram-negative? So the original gram-negative is gone, but I have another gram-negative. Is the is the new gram-negative as dangerous as the first one I had? Okay, good. Okay, and just take my creams on my legs as normal. Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling. I hope so. Yeah. Thanks for all your help. Thanks. Bye. Well, you heard it, folks. I got rid of one gram-negative. I'm on another one now. Anyway, I can't remember where I was. Oh, yeah. I was, anyway, this girl was saying, what did you talk to him about? I says, oh, because I know how she is, I says, oh, you don't want to know. She says, yeah, I want to know. What did you say to him? I said, you sure you want to know? She says, yeah, sure. What did you say to him? I said, and I quote, Don, why did you have to go and leave me and die on me, you dumb son of a bitch? I'm telling you, she about went crazy. I can't believe that you said that. You're a son of God. I can't believe you said that. You're a son of God. I said, I know I'm a son of God. And I'm a son of God that said that. Well, you shouldn't have said that. A son of God would never say that. I said a son of God did say that, and I'll tell you why. It's because that's how we used to talk to each other. God knows that I wasn't, being mean or evil or trying to swear or whatever. God knows my heart, I'll just call this other girl Nancy, whatever. Her name isn't Nancy, but I said, Nancy, God knows why I said it. God knows my heart. He knows the things in my mind and in my heart. He knows that I was only trying to cheer Don up and put a smile on his face. I said, I can't believe that God would hold that against me. Well, you should act like a son of God. No, son of God wouldn't talk like that. Anyway, so I'll finally get off now and hope that I made some sense in some of the things I said. But once again, I want to make clear that I don't believe that Kat is evil. In fact, I think she's a pretty nice woman. I would like to be a friend of Kat, and I don't think she's evil. Honestly, I don't think she's evil. If she was evil, she wouldn't say so many things against Satan and darkness. You watch your stuff. I'm encouraging you to watch your stuff, because I think a lot of her stuff, 98% of her stuff, maybe 99.9% of her stuff is fantastic. It's uplifting. It's inspiring. She might throw a few things in there to, make it more exciting, like 2,000 mile high angels. I don't know. Maybe there is I don't know. The only thing I really question in my mind is her buddy relationship with God and Jesus when Moses did so much more for God and struggled so much more, but yet he wasn't able to see God. See, I don't get that. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. But overall, the things that she says, I think, are fantastic, and I think that people need to want to go to heaven. I've had so many experiences. I am not kidding. I have had so many experiences that I know for 100% that God lives, that God knows about us every second. There's not 1 second. I'll tell you about it sometime. There's not 1 second of a day that God is not aware of us 100%. 100%. He is aware of us every second. And I have a story about that sometime. Anyway, hope you have a good day. Thanks for listening to me. I'm sure most of you turned me off within the first 30 seconds. But those that struggled and endured to the end, thank you.